Thank you so much for joining in. Many thanks to the Virtual Travel Retail Expo for this opportunity, and in particular to Martin Moody for the invitation to speak on one of my favorite topics, the topic of sales. We chose a title of Sales Shaken, Not Stirred, because we are in a time and place to shake loose everything that the sales function can possibly offer. My name is Heidi Van Roon. I'm the founder and the president for the Spark Group of companies. There is not a role on the shop floor that is more strategic than the one that is directly customer facing. If retailers and brands hope to plan the most effective customer experience, then it is time to hold a magnifying glass over the sales function. The roles of the customer-facing staff have become more important than ever. Market shifts have accelerated, and travel retail sales services need to meet the consumer where they're at today, and also lead the consumer to where the market will be tomorrow. Luxury travel retail is undergoing an unprecedented change, and we are at the very beginning of this retail revolution. The tectonic plates that have held travel retail and that have provided much success have shifted. With the industry restructuring, the onus is more and more on brands to ensure the people-positive experience. Of all the positions, the most critical role will be the sales function, without question, because this is the role that differentiates physical retail from online retail. This role does what digital cannot do. It brings the brand to life, and it creates that bespoke moment and the genuine connection. Meeting and exceeding customer expectations needs to remain at the forefront that guides this retail revolution forward. Memorable customer moments reinforce remarkable brand power. This brand power and these branding moments will prove the relevance of physical retail and the capabilities of travel retail to rebound. Customer-facing roles have taken center stage, and this is the time to elevate the sales profession, to invest in the tremendous weight this role holds, because every SKU, every brand, every retailer, and every traveler in travel retail depends on the sales role. So how can we possibly sell mid and post-pandemic? This is a very important question at a time of industry crisis. The short answer is safely and effectively. On the topic of safety, our staff are adapting to the wearing of masks and gloves and to observe the physical distancing guidelines. The COVID-19 health and safety protocols are one of the most universally adopted standards. The way our world interacts has changed. And on that topic, though, we're all on the same page. Yet, like a wrecking ball, the pandemic has decimated travel and tourism and airport atmospheres and the entire travel retail industry, as well as the lives and the livelihoods of our work family. For the past generation, we have invested into every retail practice that actually brings the customer within 2 meters and that encourages them to touch, to try, to taste, to the heart's content. The whole store layout is to eliminate barriers and to deinstitutionalize the store. All fun of retail is now off limits with no indication when or if it will return. It is the most unconducive environment for genuine sales. On top of this, customers are arriving in hazmat suits and quite literally terrified for their life. Add to that stock shortages, reduced store supports, and work-life pressures. I'm intentionally painting this picture to illustrate that the expectations on our retail sales team are really nothing short of heroic. So even though we're beginning to see some green shoots in the sales function, it is only fair to recognize that the sales team will need a little bit more than a box of gloves and a supply of masks in their toolkit, because nobody has ever sold like this before. So how do we sell more effectively? There's probably not a topic in my profession that I am more passionate about than sales effectiveness. Pre-pandemic, there was an opportunity to shine a brighter light on the sales function. Now, however, this topic has moved front and center. It is, after all, the top line of our P&L statements, The sales role is the lifeline of our industry, the highest priority, the proof that what we are all invested in is actually working. Our sales teams are the front line of our industry. They are our first responders, our USP that differentiates physical retail from e-commerce. They are the brand's ambassadors, the loyalty specialists, the travel retail advocates, and the most essential workers. Sales effectiveness is a customer-first philosophy and practice. It is the deep-held respect out of which excellent service flows. When a customer has experienced that bespoke brand moment that connects them in an unforgettable way, then we are on the path to true salesmanship that we can be proud of. It is this one-on-one customer moment that supports customer dignity, brand loyalty, sales integrity, and professional authenticity. So how can the sales function be better supported? It starts with management supports and HR. And this is probably my second most favorite topic in travel retail. We have learned that great sales start with strong HR supports that start at recruitment. How we attract, how we qualify the right candidate, how we support the onboarding, the training, how do we celebrate the achievements, and how do we foster our sales culture? Even how we offboard our talent. These are all elements that are strategically supporting the success and the effectiveness of the sales role. In addition to HR, our sales team requires the support of operations. From a retailer and brand standpoint, how do we prioritize the key ingredients for effective shop floor sales? For example, are we providing the bigger picture context that sets travel retail apart? Does our team know how to plug into and draw from management? Mid and post-pandemic management and leadership is required to support every possible sales opportunity. Is management creative? And are operations supportive? What are the opportunities now and in the future that we want to prepare for? One example might be to build on the click and collect model and build a click and select model. What if the customer can book an appointment with a private shopper who collects the customer's selection and at the pre-booked time meets them in a private VIP lounge that is catered? Is management thinking and supporting how travel retail can become even more differentiated? Other ideas might be better digital integration so that, for example, an out-of-stock item can be shipped from the retailer fulfillment center. This way, the customer gets the product that they came for and the retailer gets the sale, and the sales staff meets their target, or through staffing optimization. This is strictly an operational function and has proven to tremendously increase sales effectiveness to the tune of 20% to 50% of additional daily sales. Once operational supports and encouragement and permission is in place, then we can look at how our sales staff can more effectively sell in times such as these. Sales is not just about selling. It is also about branding, particularly in times of total industry disruption. Our staff have great product knowledge. Brands really deserve to be applauded for the investment and for ongoing training supports. Product knowledge builds confidence and encourages customer education, brand respect, and brand purpose. In addition to product knowledge, we can support sales effectiveness by coming alongside our sales team and making it okay that we're all on a steep learning curve. We want our team to be proud of their profession. So we highlight the relevance for what they do, and we encourage accountability, we encourage goal setting, we encourage learning, and we encourage market intelligence. We have ramped up, for example, our communication to provide them with more of the global perspective in travel retail. We have tied them to the purpose of helping to rebuild the industry from the ground up. For example, our temporary sales team has no hours right now in the roles that they held before the pandemic. Instead of terminating them, we have explored alternate projects that they can do and that has them interacting with the customer pre-security. So even though our sales staff aren't directly selling, we're finding ways to still have them connect with the customer's pre-security and to encourage them in the brands that they like and We invite them to download the app and to use the click and collect options and to get them excited about what's waiting for them in the store. The outcome is that our team is speaking with every traveler in the lineup before the ticketing booth opens. And 90% of them are downloading the retailer app. And they're using the time in the lineup to browse the specials and the brands that they want to connect with. There are many ways that sales effectiveness can be improved. And one of the most important ones that I see is the preparedness to deal with a customer who is largely informed by digital platforms. We know that even pre-pandemic, approximately 50% of the customers have referenced the product and the price online before they are actually in the store. What does this tell us? It tells us that our retail staff needs to pick up on that conversation. They need to pick up on the information that the customer is already arriving with. They need to know how to pivot the conversation from the product in the store and on the shelf to the product that the customer is comparing online. And hopefully repatriate that spend back into the retail store. Because the buying decision is not linear. The buying decision is now matrix. The more that we can encourage and the more that we can empower our sales teams to deal with the customer that has gone largely digital, the more we will be able to make that travel retail moment count and to bring the excitement back into physical retail and to demonstrate how important physical retail is, that it is not in competition, that it is a complement to what they're looking for. Another way that we're encouraging staff to build branding moments is to have them follow their favorite brands online and to stay current on what brands are doing and to bring those stories and that relevance to the shop floor so that their customer is also staying current on what is happening with that brand. Or another discipline is to mention the brand name at least twice in every conversation, because every little and every big customer connection will move the dial. Building intention and focus and purpose is what will move this profession forward and what will ensure the best possible rebound period. The list for building sales effectiveness will grow in depth and breadth. The retail model will be pressured to adapt faster and more competitively. Customers expect nothing less, and brands and retailers and staff will need to adapt or risk losing the sale to e-commerce. Operationally, we know that sales budgets are among the lowest risk investments with an immediately measurable ROI, and almost always yields positive ROI on every shift. An important formula for establishing ROI is to understand the ratio of labor productivity per hour versus labor cost per hour. Pre-pandemic, labor productivity across all departments and across an entire year is in the range of around $150 to $400 per hour, depending on brand, and this is across all categories. So in broad strokes, we use this measure to establish ROI and to build confidence. Of course, there's outliers. The reason I'm bringing this up is to raise the point. It is very easy to achieve a ratio of 1. So the most strategic decision mid-crisis is to prioritize the sales budget and to empower the sales team to do what they are gifted to do. Sales effectiveness and staffing optimization can be expected topics of negotiations between retailers and brands. Brand empowerment to have the right sales staff representing their brand will be tantamount. In summary, travel retail has all the fundamentals in place for a strong and successful rebound. We have world-class retailers, globally recognized brands, and dedicated talent, the most desirable customer demographic, and the best of team spirit. So a strong recovery will depend on many factors, and not least on the sales function finding a new relevance and benefiting from more intentional supports. This pandemic has provided a most unusual window of opportunity, a pause of sorts to learn, to explore, and to plan and to do things more efficiently. The vivid vision for a bright future has brought us here, and it invites everyone with a stake in this industry to stand tall and to lock arms and to move forward through the rubble with contributions big and small that will collectively shape the best possible future. We are not just defending our workplaces, but we are also defending the values that make this world a village. Thank you.